What's going on?
What's going on, mate? Good to have you back.
Good to be back.
It's funny, you know, I sent you that little checklist with the whole don't bring comic books, right?
Right, and I got my UF4 right here.
Yeah, I think everyone brought it today. Last time you were on, I didn't have any lists like that. I just told people to come on, and a lot of people back then did bring comic books. Like, you brought comic books, but you did it perfectly, right? You brought your Hulk 181, and I was like, oh, that's exactly what I don't want to see. But then you're like, oh, but here's a version from this country, and here's another version, and you had all these different versions of Hulk 181. And I was like, oh, that's beautiful. And then you brought some really cool sketch covers too, so that was all good. My next guest, making his first appearance on my channel, is Mr. DJ Linx in the building.
No, put the comics back. Put the comics. Just get me the Funkos. Like, put the comics back. He doesn't want comics. Just give me the Funkos. What is going on, guys? Thank you for having me, Simon. SCG in the building.
That's right. Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate it.
Of course, man. Happy to be here.
Excited to see what you bring, mate. That should be interesting. And my last guest, again, making his first appearance, is Cole from Cole's Comic Claims.
Hello. I love that DJ Linx is like, bring the Funkos, as he's sitting behind all these hot toys that are like way out of everyone else's price range, but he's got like 1,000 of them. And it's like, no, bring Funkos. Give me those $11 things that everyone has.
I'm trying to be relatable.
Thank you.
All right. I'll do a quick chat shout out. DJ Linx, first in the building. Got some Daddy Whack. Then we got Cole and Southern, Callie and Jordan Squad. What is going on? DMFN, what's going on, dude? Brian and the Comic Vet. Awesome. All right. Southern, we're going to kick off with the returning guest, as always. So we'll get you to show us what you got.
All right, so we're going to do like one thing and then go to each one and then come back around and do the second thing. Do it like that.
Yeah. So we're doing round by round. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to be sure. I want to be sure because I want to kind of start off light, because the last thing that I want to bring in here, I want to bring something that probably nobody on this panel or in the chat knows about me. And so I just want to say the best for last. I want to make sure.
That's how we play this game, mate.
Okay. Okay, so Simon mentioned something that I brought last time, and that's sketch covers. I do like to get sketch covers because they are one of a kind. And so I do have like this one right here that I just picked up at Dallas Fan Expo. Josh Cassera, who is doing the art for X-Labs, or did the art for X-Labs of Wolverine and earlier X-Force of the current run, did this Rogue and Gambit for me.
That's gorgeous.
It's awesome.
And because just for you, Simon, and pardon me if I brought this one last time, but this is a Tyler Kirkham Red Hood beating the Joker up.
Oh crap!
Sweet.
Yeah, so he did this back before he got like super heavy into covers and was more affordable. This back in January of 2020. So this was the last big con I went to. This was Wizard World New Orleans when it was still called Wizard World, and because Fan Expo now owns them, and he before the pandemic hit. So that is that.
So is that something that was already done, or did you request him to do that?
I requested him to do that.
That's awesome.
I had seen him draw the Red Hood. So like when I get artists to do something, I typically like to have seen them draw a certain character, because certain artists are good at everything and some artists are only good at certain characters. And so I hate to pay that kind of money and they just like draw this horrendous version of that whatever character I wanted. And then I'm like, man, this sucks. So I like to have seen them draw this particular character, maybe not in that same pose, but and so I had seen him draw Red Hood before.
And was that something that you hit him up about before the con and you just pick it up, or is that something you speak to him at the con about?
At the con, yeah, because when I go to a con, I've got several sketch covers, and then I'm making my rounds, trying to line those things up before things get too terribly busy, and that's how kind of a lot of times how I choose who's going to do the covers for me is the person that I get to first or the person that's the least busy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of my friends at the moment, they're collecting. Can you remember those Batman blank books? So the whole book is blank. Have you seen those? They came out probably a bit over 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago even. And it was just a blank sketch cover, and the entire book was blank. So I've got a mate who's been getting just Batman characters by different artists sketched in it. But then one of my other friends, he's been actually taking off the cover and putting other blank covers onto it. So he's a big X-Men fan. So he bought a whole bunch of copies of the Batman blank book, took off the cover, and then put like an X-Men blank book. And then he gets X-Men characters in that one. And then he'll get like a Spider-Man one. And yeah, he's like, it's a really good idea. I've got a Batman blank, but yeah, I can't really afford big artists. So.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, if you saw my IG, I posted the jam piece that I got for the Justice League. And that's something I'm probably going to be doing more of going forward because they basically charged me like a remark fee. I got more characters for less money with different artists. So
nice. All right, that's your round one.
Round one.
Love it. DJ.
That was a heavy round one, sir. You came out swinging. Is this a competition, by the way?
No, not at all.
Yeah. So
last time I was on, I was really reaching. I was like showing VHS tapes and stuff because I had nothing left to show.
That's funny. We're gonna start off with some music stuff. I'm very passionate about music, so what I have here is a limited edition 25th anniversary or 20th anniversary, I believe it is, of Raekwon the Chef's Wu-Tang Clan member, his Only Built for Cuban Linx album. This is where I get my name from. This is my favorite album of all time. So it's in this fancy box. And then take the cover off. And then it has a book. So in this book, there's stories about every single song. And then the lyrics, there's pictures. It's pretty cool. Of like the process that went down while they were writing the song, where they were recording, and stuff like that. That's cool. Oh yeah, it came out in August of 1995. So this is from 20 years after 1995. What is that? 2015? 15. Okay. So then the big deal when this album did come out in 1995, it was the first cassette that was a different color than the regular cassette. So
that's sick.
Everyone knows it, even though it's called Only Built for Cuban Links. Everyone knows it as the purple tape. I don't know if it's gonna focus there, maybe not. But yeah, so original purple tape. So this is how we refer to it: side 1 and side 2. So I don't know. I wanted to start off with something that I normally don't show off on the channel, and that's the music side of me. So, boom! I don't have a cassette player to play it, but here it is.
Does it come with a pencil just in case it gets caught in the cassette tape? You know, that way you can kind of wind it back.
Oh, that was the best. And you just sat there spinning it like that? That was the best. But yeah.
So was that collector's thing? That was for the cassette. That's what you were buying? There's no CD or anything. It just was the cassette.
Yeah, so all this stuff is just for the cassette to mark the 20th anniversary of the release of the album.
That's cool.
So it's pretty cool. And then it has like this metal thing here, and it's leather. It comes this case. This is like leather.
Nice.
Cool. Where did you buy this? Like, did you just go to a record shop and say, I want to get this, or did you have to pre-order this?
Yeah, I got it off of a site. It was super limited. So it's like I had pre-ordered it months in advance. And I'm pretty sure you could get them on eBay now.
Cassettes are hot again, mate. All the bands are releasing their stuff on cassettes and no one can play them. It's amazing.
Yeah, I don't have a cassette player. I don't even have a CD player other than the PlayStation. So I can't even listen to CDs in the crib.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? I've got like an old stereo amplifier from my parents. It's giant. Like the cabinet itself is like, it's like a table.
Yeah.
It's got a cassette player on it, but it just keeps chewing the tapes. So last time I used it, I found like a box of old like mixtapes I made in high school. So I was going through them, and just every 10 minutes I had to like take it out and wind the tape back in. All right. That's your round one?
That is my round one, sir.
Beautiful. Cole, what you bringing, mate?
All right. So seeing as this is like collecting, I decided to bring the first thing I ever decided to invest money in is toys. And just to let you know, these are all completely worthless and they're still in the box. So I don't know if you guys remember, but a big movie came out. It was Star Wars, The Phantom Menace. And I decided to grab this. And granted, this one has the tag. This was $10. Apparently that's not showing up, but it was $10 from Kohl's. Apparently you could buy toys there. This one, I decided to keep all of these. I tried selling them in pandemic, and even then, they're going for $3 a piece.
Annie, my boy.
We've got Qui-Gon. Yeah, Star Wars guys. I pretty much brought this. I mean, this is the only one I think you can maybe sell for more money, and it's the Darth Maul because he's cool. And if you watch me on people's show, I'm usually the most obnoxious person there. So you said like, you don't have to bring comics. So I tried to bring comics with everything. So here's a random Darth Maul cover issue of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. And this is apparently
comics.
The first appearance of Mace Windu and a photo variant.
Nice.
So yeah, this was the worst investment I've ever made. And, you know, as a kid, I thought it would be great. Everyone loves Star Wars.
Yeah, my brother is a massive Star Wars collector, and he's got all of those just in the box hanging on the walls. Like the whole wall is just covered with the entire set. I always wondered if they'd be worth anything. Wait, so did they ever have a moment in time where they got hot?
I mean, there was probably from age like 20 to 27, I paid no attention to them because they were just in my mom's basement. So maybe then, but I doubt it. Because, yeah, I looked once episode 7 came out, I think is the first time I looked to resell them, and nothing. They were like $3 a piece. So I was like, oh, it's pandemic. All these toys are going for double price. These were like probably less than they were because they were probably like $5 when I last looked, and now they're $3. But hey,
I'll give you $1 next week.
Yeah. I also bought a Rock action figure that's like a SummerSlam one that's sitting somewhere in this giant mess. So still also not worth money.
That could be worse. You could have bought crypto at its height.
Or you could have bought a rock.
Yeah. a bad idea rock for $275 or whatever it cost.
Yeah.
Oh, where? I need to get that.
Very good. That's your round, Star Wars guy?
Star Wars, yeah.
Excellent. All right. Going back to Southern.
Oh, me again already. Wow. Well, I was going to show something. Excuse me. I was going to show something else, but Cole has inspired me besides having that awesome porn stash, which I can't grow, you know, I'm going to have to be inspired by this Star Wars toy.
Ooh.
So as we get older and we have that drive for nostalgia, we go back. I think I could be safe to say that a lot of us do this. I know I do. And get those toys either we were too broke, our parents were too broke to buy, or that we had and for life came around and we lost it, whatever happened to it. So my stepfather bought me one of these way back in 1983. And I found this one. It does have the X-Wing fighter pilot. It does still push down to expand the wings, and the light still lights up.
That's super cool.
So the only thing is that the stickers have come off, but I ordered some replacement stickers from eBay. I just haven't put them on yet. So I'm going to kind of see about cleaning this up and putting the new stickers back on it. But yeah, definitely the nostalgia is strong with this one.
So that has some value, unlike those Phantom Menace action figures, probably.
What's that?
I said that has some value, unlike the Phantom Menace action figures.
just a bit,
right? Yeah. So yeah, so I get, you know, nostalgic toys like that that I had either when I was a kid or, you know, cool stuff like this that you that you don't have or that the toys back then, they weren't that cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, weren't as detailed, didn't have as many options as what you have today with the movies releasing and that type of stuff. We didn't have all that back then. So what's fun about the McFarlane figures and some of the Marvel Legends, my two littlest ones, for those of you who know, my wife and I got empty nest before our nest was empty. And so our oldest is 24, our youngest is 2. So the two younger ones, the 4 and 2-year-old, they like to come into my office and play with the toys. So they have the Marvel Legends and the bigger action figures. And as you can imagine, if you have little ones, you know what song they sing when they get King Shark.
Oh, man. Don't do it. Don't do
it. So, but anyhow, so they have fun and I have fun watching them have fun with things that I'm interested into. So.
Were you not planning to show that X-Wing? Was that not part of was that just again within arm's reach then? Or?
What's that?
That X-Wing, were you not planning on bringing that today? Did you just grab that out of nowhere?
Yeah, you know. No, seriously. I brought it. I was just going to put it in a different order. So it was something called a Segway. I was just trying to.
Nice. Yeah. I've heard of Segway.
It's what the mall cops ride.
Yeah, I fell off one.
All right, that's your round.
That's it.
That's it. All right. Linx.
My setup brought to you by Poland Spring, apparently. Get that out the shot. Next, what I have, this is my card binder because I'm a nerd. And these are my original Marvel Universe series cards. Yeah, so it's the binder. And then I got the tabs and I printed out the thing all nice and fancy. So this is the original. This is my original set that I got in either 90 or 91. So the Marvel's Universe Series 1, which is fantastic. And this is how I learned about all the characters and stuff and their attributes on the back and their first appearances, which the Wolverine card says first appearance, Hulk 180, which is hilarious. So I got all of those, the complete set of Series 1 with the holograms, and these were going for like crazy money last year or a couple of months ago for no reason whatsoever. And it's funny because I toyed about selling them because I was like, shit, if I could get like, you know, a good amount of money to put towards a big book, I could do it. And my wife talked me out of it. She was just like, no, don't do it because you're going to sell it and you're going to wind up buying it back in a couple of months. So that was Series 1. And then Series 2, all original from when I was a wee lad. And I used to line these up on the sofa. I would make them fight with each other. Do I have the holograms for these two? Yeah, so all the holograms for Series 2 as well. Series 3, which was kind of bland. The cool thing about it is all the backgrounds melded together, so they were all like connecting the top and the bottoms and stuff, which was cool. But overall, Series 3 is pretty bland. Holograms as well. The holograms for these were different colors, so you could see it's like red, orange. I'm trying to like go off the screen. I'm sorry. And then Series 4, which is complete ass. We'll just skip the entire series.
But that whole page looked dope.
You know,
Series 4 is terrible. So what happened with Series 4? What they did was they made it specifically for like these binders. So I don't know if I'm gonna try to bring it close, where all 9 cards basically create a scene. So if you put them all together, it looks like a poster. But for some strange reason, it's just like, I don't know. It's like lame to me. All the other series were just way better. And then they put them too on the page, or like on one of these pages is all like heroes or villains that have some sort of commonality or whatever. So like all the X-Men villains would be with the X-Men. And then for this series, they didn't do holograms. They did these kind of like red foily type cards, which were pretty cool and easy to get. These weren't from when I was a kid. I got them. I was bored one day and I was just like, do they have a Series 4? And then lo and behold, they had a Series 4 and I got it off of eBay. I actually bought a sealed box just so I could sit there and crack them open, because as a child, I never opened the sealed box. And then last but not least, which I think is the greatest Marvel cards in the history of mankind, Marvel Masterpiece, a complete set, the 1992 Marvel Masterpiece, all done by Joe Jusko, which these things are absolute like pieces of art. Like look at that. Oh my God. And then this year they had him do, or they actually reprinted these on some of the variants of some of the comic books. But these are like simply amazing. Look at that Hulk one. So the Hulk one, so this is the one from the set, but this was the first card released as well, and sort of like it was like in a Marvel Masterpiece like promotional bag, and they included a Hulk card. I have that as well. But yeah, man, and these are my cards, and I think they have like some prism cards that came along with it. So they're not holographic or foil. They're sort of like, well, they're not prism. I guess they're like foil. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that, but whatever. And then this is just like crap.
So did you have the whole set of the X-Men ones? I see some of them there. The Jim Lee X-Men. I see the Beast poking its head through that next page.
So like these are cards that I picked up like through the years in like different when I saw them back in the day. So these are my originals when I was younger. These are from the actual comic books from when I was younger. So the what's it called? Executioner song. So Caliban, then I can't even see the Apocalypse, Cable, Xavier. I have some X-Men, not a lot, because I never like bothered to complete the set. And then some of the Spider-Man cards that McFarlane had did. And then on the back, I have, I guess this is from Wizard Magazine. So this is technically the first Spawn card that was ever printed from the Wizard Magazine, where they debuted Spawn. And I forgot where I think this is from Youngblood. And then these, I think I got recently out of like a mystery box. Oh no, these are some other crappy ones. Yeah, so these are my cards.
Cool that you kept them since you were a kid. But
yeah. So I got rid of like all my comics. I kept these, and I kept one issue, Amazing Spider-Man 347. That's the only thing that I kept as a kid. And for some reason, like I never thought to keep these because they had any value to them. They were just a big part of my childhood. And I got into these before I got into comics. This was my gateway into comic books. And yeah, man, I absolutely like love this. I was going through this before we even got on, and I was just like, no.
My wife got me a poster of the uncut versions of those that I've been trying to find a frame for, but a frame would cost like $84 for it. And it's like, do I need to spend $84 on a frame for this uncut cards? I probably do, but I've just been too lazy to do it.
No, absolutely. The uncut cards, they're pretty awesome. They're called uncircumcised cards, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sorry.
So, boom, this is my giant binder. Look how big this thing is, man. And it's heavy.
Yeah, I found my basketball binder of basketball cards not that long ago. It was only a few. It was only like, I used to collect certain players. So I found like my Jordan cards, my Shaq cards, and I don't know who else was in there, but there was a few in there. All right, Cole.
All right, so you can't see my shirt, but I have a Saga shirt on. So I'm just going to show these off because I had a friend, if you know Comic Book Poser, he actually AOK'd all of these to me. And these are the Saga McFarlane toys.
Cool.
So here's Marco and Alana. And then the Will and Lion Cat, which Lion Cat is probably my favorite of all of the characters in Saga, which is probably my favorite story too. And the final one, we got Hazel and Isabel, and I actually named my daughter after Hazel, which is this character right here. So that's kind of interesting. I told my wife, yeah, let's do Hazel. How do you like that? And she's like, that's good. That's cool. And then later we had a kid, and I was like, that's a comic book character. So now you know.
Now we got the battle.
But in case you've never seen this is Saga #1. This is the first print. And yeah, that kind of, so I do this segment on my channel called Matching Monday, and I show a comic with a collectible. So I'm pretty much going to do that this entire time. So sorry to do that, but hey, that's what I do. And I promoted that I'd be doing that. And hey, I own all the Funkos, and this is Gus, who's on my shirt. He's got pajamas. He's got pajamas on my shirt, and this one's flocked.
Are you wearing your pajamas?
I have sweatpants on, which are loosely pajamas. I technically sleep in my underwear, so now you guys know that about me.
Nice.
Sharing is caring.
Pixar didn't happen.
When did those Saga figures come out?
I don't know. They've been out for a while. I got into reading Saga, I think around issue 20. And they were out before that. They're also made by Skybound, which is weird because technically all the merch for Saga is made from Skybound, but the issues are released from Image, which I don't get that, but I don't know. It's weird because I think, to my knowledge, Skybound, Kirkman makes all the money from. So he'll pay you up front for your comic, but you don't own the rights to it. He does. So I don't know how that works with him making merch for Saga, because it's an Image property. But yeah, that's something fun.
I was wondering how big Saga, because I haven't actually read Saga. I want to get around to it, but I just wonder how big it was when it came out.
It was pretty big. The crazy thing is these were $79.99 when they came out.
Jesus.
But on the Skybound website, they were selling out. Yeah, $79.99 for this. That's why I've never bought them. I've been too cheap to buy them, but I got them AOK'd to me, so obviously.
Did they do your Phantom Menace figures?
These have gone down on their site just because Skybound, I think, liquidates stuff after it's been there for a while, and they had a sale where you could get things for 50% off or something. So I think the person that bought them paid $34 for them, but also paid that much money to then send them to me.
That's awesome. My daughter is actually named after a comic book character as well.
Mine is too.
Yeah. Her name is Bruce Wayne.
Nice.
My daughter's name is Anna Marie, which is Rogue's name. So
nice.
Very cool. Where are we? All right, we're going back to 7.
All right. So showing off some original art. So when you don't really have a big book that you're looking for, just get the original stuff. So this is a cover Phil Jimenez did. It looks like either a prelim or just the pencils on it, but that's because he scanned it and it, the inker worked on it digitally. So there are some nuances in collecting art, so that you don't get ripped off, that you want to know all that stuff where it's blue line and all that kind of thing. But this is a cover they ended up using for an omnibus. So pretty dope. It's got, especially when you can get a cover, but get one with a lot of big characters on it. So we've got DC's big 3 or big 1 right now, since everything's Batman. And a lot of other characters. This is like the Kingdom Come Superman and a bunch of other ones that are laying down around there. So something that I had dropped a couple of coin on at the con. And this is Josh Cassera, which I showed the Uncanny X-Men thing. This is a page X-Force 10 from the current run.
That's sick.
That's amazing, dude.
So yeah, so when you get these partial splashes like this, or that you start to pay more. But this one went but $350, so wasn't too terribly bad for an art page of his. And I have my then this right here.
Ooh.
So this is I blame this on Beckerman. So he was watching my preview show for Fan Expo, and he said, "Get Yannick to do a watercolor Swamp Thing, and you can thank me later." And so he did this for me. He penciled it out, and then he painted it with watercolors right there at Fan Expo. I'm actually looking for a place where I can hang this on my wall there. I mean, this is just something that's too great to be sitting in a art portfolio.
So is that tree very phallic looking, or is that
yes?
Just me? Okay,
no, that's the first thing.
I mean, it's great. That's a great picture, but the first thing I see is it just like looks like a giant phallic.
Yeah. So the funny thing about that, somebody commented on my Instagram. I'm trying to remember who it was, but I know who it was. It was Mark, Legion of Comics, and I'm like,
yep, it would
see that. He would see it. But having said that, if y'all recall when that Swamp Thing came out, I'm trying to remember if he was the artist at that point in Swamp Thing, but there was a deal where they recalled the comic because it looks like Swamp Thing, has this Swamp Thing hanging out, and so they recalled the comic, and I got to thinking about that. I said, if that was him again, that sorry little sapsucker slipped it in there.
Wow.
I just don't like guys slipping it in on me like that.
Yeah. Makes me want to watch Superbad.
At least I'm not recommending butt plugs or anything like that, like other people on this channel. But
that will be me. That will be me.
Cole was like, I wonder who it is.
Can you at least send me the links afterwards? Hopefully they're diamond.
I've been looking for a great recommendation.
Right. And I also have this is probably my favorite art piece over there. You can't see it, but that one in the middle, that's the Joe Bennett Immortal Hulk giant splash page that I got a while back with the actual comic page in it too. You saw that the padding was or the mat rather was green and purple, so to match Hulk. And so yeah, original art's another giant rabbit hole people can go down. That is for sure.
Yeah. I started I got my first sort of but all the stuff I'm getting so far is off just like Instagram artists I've found and things like that, because I know I can't afford the big names. So one day. All right, we're going back to Linx.
Oh, that is me. Oh, snap. Since we're talking about original art, hold on. I'm gonna pull an Audible right now.
Omaha.
Boom.
Oh yeah.
So it's an original art done by Jim Starlin. So the creator of Thanos got this as a gift a couple of years ago from the missus. I mean, there's really not much to say. So this is like one of the prize pieces in the collection. It's like super clean, and it's absolutely amazing. White matte, black frame to match kind of the art. So this is cool. But I'm gonna keep my original plan. Hold on.
No, wait. You were talking about that. I gotta ask you a question about that. So did she have to order that from him, or where did she get that from?
I don't ask any questions. I'm assuming yeah. So it was like it's one of those things where like you can't ask, because one time it was something and I was just like when she first got me something that was like kind of commissioned or something, I was like, yo, that shit is fake. And then it turned out it was fake. So I know she did her due diligence and and got this. So I'm assuming she kind of contacted him, got it commissioned, or whatever the case was.
Well, because I know that like at shows, he doesn't like to draw at shows. And so that's why I was asking that. Yeah.
No, absolutely. So that's the original art piece Audible. But then my original thing that I was going to bring up, my guy, Mr. My Pet Monster. I am a nostalgia whore. This is not my original that I've had as a child, but this is the original Amway My Pet Monster with the long nose. They had re-released it with the shorter nose. In pristine condition, no chips or marks on the hands or feet, because this kind of material kind of chips away over the years. The original chains, so it's just like when he's angry, he's like, "Oh my god, I'm angry!" Then he breaks the chains. In immaculate condition. It wasn't restored or retouched or anything like that. I got this year, as a matter of fact. I got it in January, and this was growing up. My Pet Monster was like my thing. Like, it's the first toy that I remember like really like loving and took everywhere with me. And it's like all my childhood pictures is My Pet Monster. And then when Billy Baloney came out from Pee-wee's Playhouse, that it replaced My Pet Monster. But yeah, dude, when I got this, I opened the box and I wept like a little baby. It just took me back to when I was a kid, man. And I love you. Mwah! I love this My Pet Monster. Hi, Biggie Shack. Yeah, this is my guy. Not at the table, baby Carlos. Oh, snap.
That's killer.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I wouldn't have seen one of those for bloody 30 years.
Yeah. This is my guy.
Beautiful. Is his name Remy? I don't think so.
Oh, I wish. Only in the nighttime. You know what's funny? I never named it. Even as a kid, I never named it. His name was just Pet Monster. Yo, hey, Pet Monster, let's go here. Hey, Pet Monster, let's go there. So his name was just Pet Monster. Biggie Shack, I'm not a silly willy. You the silly willy, Biggie. This is my guy.
Very good. Very good. All right. Say bye, Pet Monster.
Bye, everybody.
All right. What you got, Cole?
I'm going to go lightning on a lot of stuff here. So if there's one person that I pretty much collect the most of, and I think maybe Southern Comic Geek is similar to me on this, because he always bets on stuff on Instagram that I'm trying to get for cheap that he ends up stealing for me. And it is the best superhero, and that's Batman. So I have the original card set. Unlike DJ Linx, my family could not afford a binder to put them in, so I just have the sleeves. And like this. But I do have an unopened pack of them too. Are we
gonna open it for here on the show? I mean,
if I do, then I'll have to eat the gum.
That would be even more awesome.
I'm not ready for that. But another thing I collect is vinyl. So I've got this original Batman themes. I actually found this at a swap meet for like $1, which is sweet. I'll play this with my daughter, and she likes listening to it. If you remember when The Dark Knight came out, you could get a collector's cup. So I have that. I have this Lego Batman thing. I keep my pins in it. There's a DJ Linx one in here. Nice. And here's a Batman one that I got out of there. And when you can't afford original art, you go to cons and you get prints. And here's one that I have from Gene Ha of Batman. Oh, the glare is awful on this. But, these are a lot cheaper than original art.
So have you seen the comics with the records in them from back in the day?
Yeah, I have not gotten any of them, but I do have the Mind Management one, which is like Matt Kint's book. Mm-hmm. He made an actual vinyl that you listen to while reading it, and it's like all crazy. But I did have some original art, and this one's done by Rosko for Batman too. So I just had to show the whole trifecta off. But this was a piece he did for me. I just kind of said, do whatever you want, and this is what came out of it. So I was very pleased. And that is a flash round of Batman.
Wait, you're gonna have fun putting all that stuff away.
Most of it is like in very easy to manage spots. Like
Yeah.
this just hangs on the wall. This goes in my box that's right here. That's the hard box. This goes in the record thing, so that's simple. This is just sitting on in front of a box, and I move it every time I have to pull a box out. Same with this one. And then, yeah, so that's not as hard as some of the other stuff that I've got.
All right. You've got more stuff like, I tell everyone who comes on, I do want them to be a returning guest one day. That's why sometimes I feel like people bring everything.
I mean, I didn't even bring any bourbon. I just had to leave it here so I could talk about it.
All right. All right. What are we doing? Round 4?
Round 4. Point. All right. So got to go with kind of a segue from Linx with.
Oh, dude.
Hey, how's it going? So what a lot of people don't realize about me is that I work with puppets. And Lenny is one of them. So he is a arm puppet. So you actually slide your arm in there. Actually, when I'm working this puppet, I have to have 2 people because, I only have 2 hands. So anyway, so Lenny is one of the more expensive puppets that I have that I work with. And so I do puppet shows at libraries and with the kids and things like that. So that is a little known fact about me and the voices and everything else. I have a lot of voices that are inside my head. Some of them come out at times, like Elmo.
Elmo likes to go to Sesame Street. Oh boy, that tickles.
That's probably a little nostalgia for some people that remember Tickle Me Elmo. But yeah, so instead of carrying around my pet monster, I carried around my Alf. And of course, Alf was a puppet from back in the day and was a big Muppet fan. So when I started working with puppets and you get all kinds of nostalgia and get to release some of those inside voices while I do it. So.
How long have you been doing that for?
This is 2022, so I don't know, about 10 years or so.
Okay. Wow. That is amazing, sir. Amazing. I'm like speechless.
You should do like a weekly show with the puppet.
So I thought about doing that one time. I actually, if somebody goes back in the archives, they can actually. I did a review on Batman: The Long Halloween with Lenny.
Go back into the archives.
But I don't know if I know when I did it live, and so I know a lot of people are like, "What the mess is going on here?" But yeah, it's an interesting thing. So I'm actually working on scripts. So when I do the puppet stuff, I actually write the scripts. I direct the puppet show, and a lot of times end up being the main star in the puppet show as well. So,
you egomaniac.
Yeah, I go all soup Nazi on people when they're dealing with the puppets. Like no soup for you in the line. But it's a fun time, and you get to play as a kid again. So,
absolutely, that's
cool.
I'm like blown away, dude.
I know. I was like, okay, actually, in saying that, in your videos, you do pull the Elmo, like the voices out a lot in the videos. So, all right, that was a good one. Linx.
Let me see. How do we get good placement over here? Boom, this. So this is something that I collect that a lot of people don't know. Well, not this. This is just a stand for it. But if you can sort of tell, it's based on the design of the Predator. Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger is my favorite movie of all time. And a lot of people don't know that I collect the bio helmets. So I was like, let me just take this one down. So I have them above these shelves. There's some helmets. So I have 3 total. The battery's probably dead, but that's like the laser thing right there. This is the bio helmet from Berserker Predator from the movie Predators with Adrian Brody, made by Sideshow. I think when it came out, it retailed probably like $250, $300 around there. And I got 3 of them. So I have this one, which is the Berserker Predator. I have another one called Bone Grill Predator, which is a silver bio helmet with bones in the grill right here. And then I have the OG Predator helmet. I was gonna say mask, but ooh, that's taboo. They're bio helmets. The battle damage version, the way he looked in the Predators movie with Adrian Brody. But yeah, like this was dope. I used to have, because my room was set up different before I got into the hot toys, so I had smaller shelves. So the shelves probably went up to here, and then I had these on the shelf, and then I would come in and put the lights on, and then you would see like the 3 lights from the, I guess his the laser sight for him to shoot the shoulder cannon. The base is really, really heavy. Like this is actually pretty light, and it's just held on by like a magnet. So you can either have it this way on a shelf, or you can even wall mount it this way, and you can connect the shelf that way. So that's actually pretty dope to get it wall mounted.
Sorry, how many did you say you had?
I have 3 of these different Predators. This one, Berserker, Bone Grill, and the classic Predator from the first movie. Well, the way his helmet was battle damaged in the Predators movie with Adrian Brody.
Wow. Bangers.
I collect so much nonsense, dude.
Don't we all?
That's awesome.
And I sometimes role play as Berserker, like, oh yeah, come to daddy. Oh,
Does it work?
Absolutely not.
Cole already had it put in his cart. He was going to buy one. He said, "Yeah."
Well, I was hoping to get that with the butt plug, right?
Yeah. Oh man, the Predator design butt plug is phenomenal.
There you go, Nick. I saw Nick's Kicks and Comics just jumped in. He heard something about butt plug.
Proud of you.
All right, Cole, can you top that?
I can't. And I really should have segued better with this one, but I don't. So I also collect records. So I'm going to show some of my favorites here. This is a band called Fucked Up. They're Canadian. I know that Actual Dracula actually posted a picture at one of their concerts, and I was pretty like jealous. Although the singer gets naked on stage, so don't Google them at work because I did that once. But this is called David Comes to Life. This is probably one of my favorite albums of all time. I don't know what kind of music they are, but most people would probably call them noise.
Hardcore band or something?
Yeah, they're like they're kind of like hardcore, but like their music is more like indie. They just kind of like the singing kind of sounds like hardcore. So one of my favorite albums is actually 3 albums together, and I brought my least favorite of the 3 because it's the only one that doesn't have a nipple on it. But I noticed in your intro somebody else showed a nipple. But this is The Weeknd. He made an album called Trilogy.
Love it.
It's called Echoes of Silence. These are like some bootleg like stupid vinyls, but they had them and they were fairly cheap, and I bought them because they don't have these on vinyl in like a real thing. So but there's an extra song on this one called Till Dawn. Yeah, Free the Nip. And then my favorite metal album of all time is called Colors, and it's by Between the Buried and Me. The cool thing about this album is that because it's called Colors, depending on where you bought it and when you bought it, each of the vinyls are different colors. So when you're an unlucky SOB like myself, you end up getting the white vinyl.
What's your favorite color vinyl?
I don't know, but I would probably like my favorite color is green. So I guess I probably would have hoped for the green one. I mean, technically my favorite color vinyl is black because I think most of the time, like just original vinyl sounds better than colored vinyl.
Like the transparent blue ones always look sick.
Yeah. I have there was a Run the Jewels one that's like clear with like speckles on it. That's pretty cool. It's like a record store day one. I pretty much only brought this album because DJ Linx was here and he made a pretty aggressive statement on his YouTube video today. But it's Ghostface Killah, Fish Scales. This is like when I got back into hip hop. So I love this album. But he said that he was the biggest Wu-Tang fan.
Yes, I am. I will The Champ is one of my favorite songs, and which is on that album.
Yeah, I tried to actually ask my wife if we could walk out to that song when we got married, and I asked for that and Nasty by Nas, and she declined both of those.
Wow.
So we walked out to You Can Call Me Al by
Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah, well, one of them.
Simon, yeah.
Yeah. So I also, this is Run the Jewels. This is the final one I'm going to show. This is Meow the Jewels. So these are furry cat paws. This one's just the most unique of all of them. But my cats hate this album because a lot of they just replaced the beats with meows and stuff. You can listen to it on Spotify or any streaming service. It's pretty annoying, but it's kind of funny. But yeah, my cats hate this. Yeah, so that's kind of my vinyls, and then I guess to show off, here's a Black Panther Run the Jewels variant.
You didn't have any music-related comic books?
I was trying to think about that, and I didn't have enough. Like, I literally was thinking about doing all comic book related collectibles, and this kind of just randomly came around, like 5 minutes before I jumped on the street. So that I knew I could find that book fairly quickly. I'm trying to think. I mean, like, there's books that I have that have music in them, but I don't think like. So, I mean, have you read Royal City by Jeff Lemire?
No.
The end of that has like playlists, but like, how does that incorporate with these vinyls that I have? You know, I don't know. I tried to bring something that, you know, I guess Homesick Pilot's about a punk band, right? But I don't have any like just about a musician, I guess. I know that they make them for Prince. I've seen his because my shop has a few copies. I don't know any other ones. Kiss has them, but I don't own any Kiss music because they're awful.
Kiss.
You don't like Kiss, whatever, man. All right. Southern going out with a bang, I heard.
I don't know. I might have blew my wad with the puppet. So I was trying to go with the segue. But another little known fact is that my office actually used to be, we bought this house and remodeled it, and part of the bargaining position for my wife to get us to move was that I got this room as my office / man cave. And this used to actually be the living room of the house. And so I have a fireplace and with a mantle, which is a perfect place where I display all of my armory and weaponry. So this is my what you would call like a practice sword in martial arts. So when I was doing martial arts, it's one of my favorite parts was fighting with these things. So that's a wooden bakken, if you're Korean, I guess. And then swords like this. This is my great grandfather got to travel the world in the oil field. And so this is one of the swords I inherited from him. I inherited two. This is one of them. These are both from Spain originally. And more relatable to the comic book fam, I got this at Dallas Fan Expo.
Yeah.
And there's actually...
Oh, that's sweet. Oh, and you can switch
change colors.
Is that like a replica, or is that just like a saber?
You can't really see the colors on the thing, but you see how it's changing. But anyhow, yeah, so I got that. These are actually combat sabers. So you can fence with them. And there's like a whole thing where people fence with, you know, lightsabers as opposed to a typical fencing type sword.
Yeah, I actually watched one of those on YouTube once. It was like the finals. It was very interesting.
Yeah, so I actually have a interview that I did while at Dallas Fan Expo that just went live on my channel with Crimson Dome, which is the company out of Montgomery, Texas that done that one. And so I have several of those. I've got a Darth Revan helmet on my mantle. And I've got an Infinity Gauntlet signed by Jim Starlin over there on the mantle. Other swords, battle axes, etc. So,
do you have any heads of your enemies?
No, I buried those in the backyard.
Nice.
Very good, mate. Very good. That the first one, the practice sword thing. Like, do you guys like obviously wear like really thick padded armor when you guys are like sparring? I guess with it.
I don't, but when I get somebody now in martial arts, no, but but now like if you're doing the championship type style fighting with the lightsabers, yeah, they do. You know, they wear the face covering and stuff like that. Generally, I go for the knuckles or something like that to disarm the opponent. But nobody wants to play with me for some reason.
I always just kick to the balls.
Swift kick to the nuts. There you go.
All right, very good. All right, Linx.
That is me. So my camera was off because I switched cameras because this thing couldn't fit on the camera that I was at. So hopefully this works. There we go. So this is my. I had this sitting in the box, so I literally just took it out the box for this. I don't have it displayed or anything like that. So this is a. Let me just hold up. Let me just make sure you can see the whole thing. There you go. Well, that's better than nothing. But this is the Hot Toys 1-to-1 scale Infinity Gauntlet and 1-to-1 scale of Thanos, of course, of his hand. Super detailed. All the stones light up to replace the battery. Like you just take it out and whatever. Like they come out easy. They're on by like magnets. Yeah, I remember I had pre-ordered this, not thinking that it was going to be this big. I thought it was 1-to-1 scale of a human, regular human. And I went to pick it up at the comic book store, and I was just like, "What the hell?" When I saw the box, which was like insane. Lucky I have a big enough vehicle to carry this home. But I can't wait till I redo. I'm in the process of redoing my other room, and this is going to be one of the main like display pieces, front and center. I got this at the time it retailed for about like $1,000, and then I think now it's like 1,500, 1,600 is valued at. Super limited. I think there were only like 100 of these made, and the beauty about this, it doesn't operate on batteries. When I said change the batteries, I meant change the light bulb. This is like the first Hot Toys piece that doesn't operate on batteries. It actually has like a plug, a USB plug, and it's the first Hot Toys anything that has actually like a power cord that goes to it. I didn't want to take it out, if I'm being honest. But yeah, this is my Infinity Gauntlet.
Can you make it do a middle finger?
No, so it's not articulated or anything. It's more like a statue almost. So it's not articulated or anything like that. It's completely made of polystone and resin, I believe.
But how heavy is it? Do you know the weight on it?
It's actually pretty heavy. The base is heavy. Let me see if I can get this. Yeah, so it's probably about 30 pounds. So then that's how it goes on the base. So there's a piece inside that sits on there. But yeah, it's pretty heavy. Oh shit!
And on the inside are there finger holes?
No. So it's a statue. So what happens is right here, there's just a bar that sits on the base to hold it, but there's not. It's completely filled. So it's not even hollow. The fingers are like filled. That's why it's so heavy. But yeah, this is my baby. I love you. I love you, Infinity Gauntlet. Yeah.
So when you run around with the Predator mask, do you have that on your hand too?
I run around with the Predator mask, the Infinity Gauntlet, my pet monster in the other hand, and a loincloth. And nice. I am good. I am good.
All right. That was definitely ending with a bang. All right. So everyone.
Or snap.
This is Cole for the last time ever on this show. What you got?
All right.
So, the UF4 out.
One time. So the one thing that I really like about collecting and like getting into this stuff is that my daughter's really getting into this. Like her favorite characters, she's got this little Spidey
I said something bad.
She's got a little Spider-Gwen. We got the Miles. And so my comic shop, the thing I love about it is they're family focused. They have these little like golden books, right? And so she's gotten this. I took her to a Comic-Con this year. It's just Grand Rapids Comic-Con. So they had what's his name? Sam De La Roca. He did the inks on Predator, or what is it? Lethal
Protector.
Lethal Protector, yeah, the Venom book. So this is a Spider-Gwen print that we saw and I got for her. So it's kind of like half Gwen Stacy, half Spider-Gwen. It's got Peter in the back. And then my shop on they always do these things where they, for anything big that they do, whether it be free comic book day or whatever, they have artists in. So I've got this Miles print that she really liked.
Yeah. What else you got?
And then you've got to pair everything with a comic book, right? So what? It's a true believer, amazing fantasy. I haven't even gotten to you said I couldn't bring.
I'm my finger on the trigger.
Spider-Gwen, Gwen Stacy. And yeah, you said I couldn't bring it, so I brought it, but it's a facsimile and a second print. I'm hoping that by joining the Linx Squad, I can win a free copy of this book because I technically don't own it. So technically I didn't win. Also, there's some free promotion to join the Linx Squad.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Sorry. You told me not to do it, so I figured I'd do it.
Yeah, no, maybe I should.
But look at how cute these guys are.
As soon as you start bringing Spider-Man, I was like, here we go. Very good, mate. Very good. All right, that's it. That's all 5 rounds, and we made it just on the hour pretty much. So I think we'll do the usual rounds of what you guys got coming up on your channel. So we'll start with some. Actually, while you're there, Cole, we may as well just start with you.
Oh yeah. So today, I don't know. I opened up a mystery box. I'll probably open some cards sometime throughout this week. I just read Murder Falcon, and I'm not sure if you guys have read Murder Falcon, but it's like by far probably the best comic I've read in the last 5 years. So I'll probably talk about that at some point. It just came out with a hardcover. It's about a metal guy who like has this falcon that like kills kaiju monsters. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, I don't know. There will be stuff coming up, and yeah, I'm now a member of the Linx Squad. So,
boom.
As am I. Beautiful. Yeah, I want to get some of those Murder Falcon metal covers. They're awesome.
Oh yeah, they show all of those in the back. Which I guess too, now that you're talking about it, I could have maybe had one of those metal albums and then also paired it with a Murder Falcon one. So if you ever, decide to let me back, I will buy both an album for that and that cover. And I can be like, remember when I said I'd do this? I did it.
You'll be back one day, mate, when I can't find someone else.
Yep.
Southern, what you got, mate?
Well, I don't want to be shadow banned or anything like that by bringing out another comic, but so got several videos that either have gone live recently or fixing to go live surrounding Dallas Fan Expo. Just dropped newest exclusive for the channel on the IG, and so check that out if that's something that interests you. I'll be slinging some books over on the Madhouse tonight. And I'll be going to another Comic-Con this Saturday, so be some more live footage from there.
Very, very good. Then we got Linx. What you got?
Yeah.
All out talk.
So I want to apologize for my camera quality. First of all, for some reason, both of the cameras went down, so I'm using the laptop cam. Coming up, dropped a mystery box video today. Surprise, surprise. Tomorrow, I'm wrapping up my Immortal Hulk run, so I was able to get like the last exclusive that I was seeking. And then Friday, we're actually not having it in the mix. I was going to say Friday in the mix. I'm actually going on vacation this week, so the content is probably going to slow down, and appearances on other people's streams is going to slow down. But the big thing that we're doing, and I want to thank all you guys for being members of the Linx Squad, is that collaboration that I'm doing with Mark from Legion of Comics for that Ultimate Fallout 4 CGC 9.4 white pages. That is like a sick giveaway. And in order to get in on that, you either join the Linx Squad, the Legion, or both. for the month of June, and you have to sustain your membership for June and July, and we will draw for that book the first week of August. So that's a great opportunity to kind of pick up that, or it's a great opportunity to get an opportunity to win that book. So, and
if you win, you can bring it onto this show
and get shadow banned.
Simon's probably gonna win because he hates it.
No, I thought that I hate it. I just, you know what I mean? Like, we all have YouTube, we all have comic book channels, we all show keys all the time. I want to see the other stuff that you guys collect, you know?
This is lick worthy.
You know that's getting clipped, right?
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
At least I wasn't licking a Swamp Thing cover.
That's true. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out in the chat. Make sure if you guys aren't already following these three gentlemen, their YouTube links and Instagrams are in the description below. If you enjoyed this, check out all the previous episodes. I've got links to every episode in the description as well. And thank you, gentlemen, for coming on. That was a banger. So,
absolutely, man. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thanks, guys. Keep it simple.